Hi everyone! I wanted to make a video today because I felt like the last video I made back in May was just kind of depressing. When I go back and look at it, I felt like, oh, I look so sad and so scared because I was. It was a very dark period for quite a few months after I received the diagnosis that I had these deep thalamic brain tumors. But since then, things have improved immeasurably. I physically, mentally, emotionally feel I'm in a much better space now than I was back last May. And so I just wanted to update everybody. The macrobiotics are going very well. I continued to work with a professional practitioner, Denny Waxman. He runs the Strengthening Health Institute in Philadelphia. But we work via FaceTime so that he can, see how I'm doing, and he asks me all kinds of questions, and then he makes both dietary and lifestyle recommendations. Those recommendations have led to the almost complete reversal of the facial pain that I had here that had led me to the MRI that discovered the tumors. The diet and lifestyle has also corrected many other smaller health issues that weren't really even on my radar. They were so small compared to the whole brain tumor kind of red flag. But many other things have improved. And that led me to wanting to work on some emotional issues that I think we all have them to some degree, whether it's something that we did or something that happened to us. It's part of the human condition. And they're the kinds of things that, we can either kind of put them in a box and put them away and try not to think about them, or we can let them eat away at us every single day, every waking moment. They're just always kind of back there in the back of our mind, reminding us of something unpleasant that happened at some point in our lives that we just can't let go of. Or we can make a different choice, of course, which is to face them head on and address them. And the more I learned last year that it doesn't really matter what condition you have, no matter what health condition you have, a lot of it comes right back down to our immune systems and how is our immune system able to deal with diseases or conditions that could take us down. And it became important to me to allow my immune system to work at an optimal level, not just a survival mode kind of level. So in the Heal documentary movie, which was quickly followed by an online summit that I listened to online and purchased, one of the practitioners from the movie, Dr. Darren Weissman, talks about how problems are really portals. They're an opportunity to go deep and find the root cause of some of these kinds of issues that can manifest as a health problem or an emotional problem. And he calls them gifts in strange wrapping paper. And that is precisely how I now feel about the brain tumor diagnosis. Because if I hadn't received that diagnosis, I would probably still be more in the survival mode, always trying to move forward, but that diagnosis really pushed everything into high speed and made me fast forward to learn more about how the immune system works and how disease can come about in some people, not others. There's so many different reasons that I won't even begin to go into, but I realized that there was a certain amount of stress that I had carried most of my life that I finally wanted to just address, process, and be okay with. It's, as he says, it's not that you can make things go away, but there's, I think, a certain level of acceptance of what any situation is that has to take place in order for at least my immune system to function at that optimal level that I want it to. So I went to Illinois and I worked with Dr. Weissman in person back in October. The one visit helped me so much to make great strides in dealing with the reason I went to him. I had felt I needed to do some spiritual healing on a deeper level than what I had been able to accomplish with my cognitive therapist, who I've been seeing for the past 4 years since I moved to Michigan. I've done like talk therapy off and on since I was 19, but this round with this particular therapist, I think, has been the most valuable since the first therapist that I saw, who kind of saved my life back when I was 19. Not kind of, she did. She saved my life when I was 19. I was severely depressed. I was suicidal. So she got me through that. And now Chris, the therapist I see here in Michigan, is really helping to kind of just gather all these loose ends of things that I've been dealing with for most of my life. And I feel like I'm so on track, and working with Dr. Weissman and working with Denny Waxman, it's all come together. So moving forward into 2019, I am looking forward to launching the Patreon page, most likely on February 1st. And rather than just be about origami tutorials, now I have learned, because I post so many pictures about the macrobiotic food that I'm preparing and have learned to cook and have worked on some recipes to make them either both more beautiful and even more delicious, I have a following of people who want to learn more about macrobiotics. Not that they necessarily want or need to adopt the diet and lifestyle 100% and do a 180-degree turn on a dime the way I did, but they can do incremental changes of just learning about new vegetables maybe, or new cooking methods, and integrate them in increments into their diet and lifestyle. The reason I know there's an interest in that is because several of my girlfriends have asked to come over and have informal cooking classes, and so they do. And I'll make some food ahead, and then they just show up and I just keep making more food until they're too full to eat anymore. And that's been really fun, and people have asked questions on some of those Instagram pictures, so I do know there's a certain level of interest. So I'll be putting both origami and macrobiotic cooking on the Patreon page. There will not be tiered subscriptions levels the way some people put on there. I'm just going to put all the content up, accessible to everyone at no charge, and people who want to and can afford to subscribe and make a monthly payment in exchange for the value they feel they're receiving from the content that I'm creating, that would be much appreciated, but isn't going to be a requirement. The only other thing I want to take a moment to say is thank you. I thank so many of you for all of the online support, for all of the in-person support, for the cards, for the gifts. I've just felt so uplifted by everyone's love and caring, and that also helped me through that dark period more than I think you can imagine, unless you've gone through something like this yourself and have been the very fortunate recipient of that kind of heartfelt love from people you know and complete strangers. I've done my best to thank people as things happened or came along. I know I did not personally respond to every person, and so there are some of you that you're on my list, and I will get there, but it's just taking me a little bit longer. Until then, until I mail something back to you or message something directly back to you, I just wanted to use this opportunity to say thank you for that. And I hope I will see some of you, not this year at Art Prize, because there won't be an Art Prize, they've changed the format. The next one will be in 2020, but I hope I see some of you just around. I stumbled into an Art Prize visitor who just happened to be at the same event I was at the other day, and that was a wonderful surprise. I hope that happens more often, and until then, thank you so much, and I hope you all have just a wonderful day. Bye.